I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about they feel like everyone wants you when you go no contact. So if you're in a breakup and somebody's ended the relationship with you, obviously there are a lot of people, including us, that talk about going no contact. Now on our channel, we teach it as not to reach out. If somebody ends the relationship, you respect their decision and you leave them alone. I know that everything inside you makes you want to reach out. It makes you want to make a bid to connect with them. You feel overwhelming amounts of separation anxiety, and it just consumes you, where all you can think about and fantasize about is reaching out, repairing it, these imaginary scenarios on how it's going to go if and when you do it. The handwritten letter, the clean slate messages, then you have people advertising on my own videos, stop wasting your time in no contact, right? And unfortunately, a lot of these things that other people teach are weaker behaviors. The strongest thing that you can do when somebody ends the relationship is to walk away and accept it. It's also one of the most difficult things to do. But when you can do it, it truly gives you the best chances of turning a situation around. Now, every situation is different and every breakup is different. But for the most part, when we are talking about somebody ending the relationship with you, the strongest thing you could do is walk away. I talk to people all the time that do a handwritten letter. I talked to a guy today who sent a 7-page handwritten letter. Well, if a 1-page letter must be good, then how about a 7-page handwritten letter? It must be 7 times more effective. No, it doesn't work like that. I've had people that send multiple handwritten letters. Well, if one works, then 2's got to be really extra good. Nope, doesn't work like that. It just teaches your ex that you haven't moved on and there's no real fear of losing you. And why should they? You're still chasing them. Any reach out to them is telling them that you're kind of accepting their new terms, whatever they may be. Okay? Maybe they're saying they want to stay friends with you. If you're reaching out to them, it's telling them, yes, I'm accepting this. I want that. That's okay with me. But you have to stand up for what you want and what you're looking for. And if you really want to reattract somebody, the strongest thing you could do is to leave them alone and display confidence. And that confidence is telling them that you can live without them. That if this is what they want, this is what they get. They don't get to end the dynamic, end the connection, change the relationship status, and that you're going to keep chasing them and asking for more. So one of the things that happens is over time, as you've stopped reaching out to your ex and you've left them alone, the days go by, that makes them more and more confused. Okay, at first, they typically don't care that you've ended the relationship and they're okay with the breakup, especially if you're doing begging, pleading, trying to change their mind. But as time goes by, they start to fear losing you. And if you don't think that's powerful, think about how your fear of losing them is affecting you on a daily basis. So why wouldn't it work on them? Now, we try and teach people to act like mature adults. We're not trying to play a game with somebody. We're just respecting their decision. We don't want to play games. In fact, we want to act like an adult and repair this. But when somebody has ended the relationship, that's when you have to say, okay, they've ended this. It's no longer on me to try and fix this. We're not still committed where we're trying to work through this together. They've chosen to end this, so now they have to lose you. Okay? If you're going to lose them, they need to lose you. So that's why you got to stop reaching out. So what I have seen time and time again is that once you are in no contact, you're not reaching out to them, you're not chasing them, you're not sending handwritten letters or good reminder texts or any kind of bid to connect with them, they start to think that you've moved on. And in a way, you should move on, right? We really focus on personal growth on the channel, and that is to get you to a more confident place, okay? Because a lot of the things that cause breakups are really our attachment traumas coming out in insecure behaviors. That's why I did the workbooks in the Creative Healing course, to help you repair your attachment issues, learn the skills to be a better partner, and ultimately be the most confident version of you. But that takes work, and a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people just want to watch no contact videos, so when their ex comes back, they go back to the insecure behaviors that caused the breakup to begin with. So, I've got a good email coaching today that you guys are going to like. This is from a couple in their late 20s. And you're going to see that no contact really does affect an ex. It doesn't feel like it, especially if your ex is being cold, but remember, time is on your side. And feelings change. Feelings are not this hardened things that last forever. But the more time that goes by, the more likely their feelings are going to change, because they're going to get that separation anxiety. They're going to have those thoughts about you at night. They're going to think about you and missing you and what you brought into their life, and that they realize they can't replace you. And ultimately, hopefully, all this time behind the scene, you're leveling up, working on your attachment issues, to show them an even more confident person than they were with before, right? So that's really important. Because if you're just doing no contact and you're just watching no contact videos, when they come back, guess what? What are you ready for? Nothing. All it got you through was the challenge of no contact. All right, so let's get in this email coaching. You'll like this one. They said, "Hi, Coach Craig. I wanted to update you on our Skype call. I am definitely open to you making a video on my situation, as I think it could really help people. My girlfriend of 4 years broke up with me about 4 months ago in early December. We had both been working a lot in 2023 and slowly got more and more disconnected. To be honest, there were times I didn't know if the relationship was going anywhere." So when you really reflect, as he has done, and we did a call together to talk about a lot of this stuff, he realized, whoa, I haven't really been in this. I've just kind of been living this life, but not really, partaking in this connection and really doing what I can to make it feel alive, right? As you'll see in this email. "I think we both felt like two ships passing in the night. We didn't really connect like we had, and it seemed like we were both on autopilot." Guys, one of the biggest mistakes I think anyone can make is to take someone for granted. If you think somebody won't leave you and that you can just say and do whatever you want and you don't have to worry about meeting their needs, they're going to leave at some point. You will see. You cannot take people for granted. "There were even times I would start daydreaming about women I worked with and fantasizing what it might be like to be with them. I didn't flirt, but I did notice when women I worked with seemed interested." So he's kind of half in, half out. But when he's at home, what's going on? What's their relationship like? "My girlfriend made small bids to connect with me, but it also seemed slightly disinterested and really made no effort to repair things either. Most nights we would just stream things on TV. Sometimes different things in the same room. We didn't go out as often, and we both became complacent." Okay, this is another problem for you guys. Guys, you really want to court your woman, okay? And many men, once they lock a woman down, They just go on autopilot. They don't think they have to take care of her or her needs and make her feel loved and special. But if you don't do that, there's going to be other people that come along and do. We both faced more pressure and stress at work, and our connection weakened. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was often tired, irritated, and in an unpleasant mood. Well, that is what happens when we get tired. We just get irritable. And you always want to be cautious and careful of that. So if you find yourself being tired like this a lot of times, you got to do something to break that. Otherwise, the connection is just going to get less and less intense. It's going to weaken. The attraction is going to weaken. While she was like that at times too, I think because I had more grueling days at work, it affected me more. When we talked on the call, it helped me see that when two people aren't making bids to connect consistently, the intensity of the connection decreases. He's referring to when we talked on our Skype call. It stuck with me when you said a man still has to make an effort in order to keep the attraction level high. I just wasn't motivated enough to see that I had to make changes. The last few months, she started wanting to go out with friends more and more. I honestly didn't care. And we were still bored and weren't spending quality time together. So from her perspective, I'm at home, we're not spending time together, I might as well go out with my friends and have some fun. When that happens, women often start to see that they have other options. She asked me to come out with her and her friends several times before the breakup, but I said no, I was too tired. So there we have her making bids to connect. Maybe she's seeing the relationship isn't going well, she's trying to fix it, and he's saying no. Of course, she started opening up to her friends more and more about how unhappy she was. And wouldn't you know, a guy started showing her more effort and interest. This happens a lot, guys. You know, at first, a woman starts to go out with their friends, have fun, and then they see more and more all these people going out. They see guys approaching them, showing interest. And then they start to come home and feeling disconnected. They start to look at the other options. Okay, so this guy that he's talking about, he said he would occasionally come out with her and her friends and just started having fun with her. She came home one night and told me she was feeling confused. Cue up the organ music. Dun, dun, dun. Right? She said she didn't know what she wanted anymore, that we hadn't been connecting in a while, and that she found herself wondering if this new guy was a better fit for her. And how can you blame her? If you're going months on end without really connecting, you're in the same room, you're not really talking, you're not laughing, you're not having fun together, of course, that's not going to feel like we have a connection anymore. A woman isn't going to want to stay with a guy for the logic behind it, right? She wants to feel cared about and loved and cherished and, taken care of. And, it may not feel fair to guys. A lot of guys feel like it's not fair. I have to do it. Unfortunately, women kind of like the men to lead in that area. And so if you don't do it, eventually they get disappointed, frustrated, and kind of apathetic towards the relationship. She said he asked her out, and she told him that she has a boyfriend and wasn't interested. But that it hurt when she realized she could potentially have feelings for someone else. That is big. It's like the minute a woman realizes she could have feelings for somebody else, it kind of like bursts that bubble of this magical connection she's feeling with you. And it's just like, well, I didn't realize I could have feelings for someone else. What is that telling me? Right? And she had communicated and told him, and she did tell this other guy she wasn't interested, so that was good. She said she wanted to take a break and stay with her sister for a bit to rethink things. Of course, I was a mess and tried to change her mind. When she started getting colder, I backed off. Later that week, I found your channel and started obsessively watching. Now, one of the things I want to warn you about, guys, is a lot of times, if you don't like the title, you don't watch the video because you don't think it pertains to you. But trust me, there is a lot of stuff that goes on in each video that you may think, oh, this one's not for me. But don't just go by the titles. It's a mistake a lot of people make because they tend to stay away from the videos that are really teaching you how to grow. And like I said, and they stay in those no contact videos, but that doesn't really help you get your ex back because really you got to work on that personal growth and the attachment issues and the skills to date and have a healthier relationship. So as I mentioned on our call with you, she does occasionally watch my stories. I try not to post more than 1 or 2 times a week, which is what I posted before the breakup. She has come by the house a few times to get some things when I was at work. I do feel like she's been snooping through my drawers, though. Probably looking to see if anything's going on or what she could find out. Tells me she cares, right? She's still anxious. She's still wondering about you because you've left her alone. You went no contact or no reach out. Since our call, we didn't talk for about a month when she started to do direct messages again. She would reach out about little things that seemed irrelevant. She started to reach out more and more and slip out an occasional message like, so what are you up to this weekend? All right, so he probably felt like she wasn't quite there yet and didn't want to ask her, like, and say, hey, well, I'm not too sure. I haven't nailed down any plans yet. Did you have something in mind? Did you want to get together? He could have done that. Maybe it just didn't feel like enough was going on there. But, you know, if a woman is reaching out, you really want to try and set a date. But, you know, sometimes those direct messages can be tricky, especially if you have business-related things, right? I would be casual and vague in my business. She started warming up and telling me a little bit more about what she was up to. Okay, so now she's warming up. At this point, I would be like, hey, well, next time she reaches out, I'd be like, hey, you want to get together? You want to come over? You want to swing by? And that way, you're hanging out, you're having a good time, and you try and spark things up. She didn't appear to be hiding things and was more transparent about her life and even eager to tell me things. This is a good sign. This is a really good sign that she's opening up, her walls are coming down. She asked if she could come over to grab a pair of jeans that she wanted. Yeah, she wants jeans, all right. All right. This is good. I said, sure. What night are you free? Great. That's exactly what you want to do. Invited her over at nighttime. That's where romance is going to happen. You never want to hang out during the day and in the morning. I could tell you, years ago, I invited a girl out for breakfast. And I'll tell you, the first date we went on, she told me it was the best first date she ever had. Okay? And this woman was drop dead gorgeous. And because she was working like 3 jobs at the time, and my schedule was crazy too, I decided to take her out for breakfast. It was such a mistake. So I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson the hard way. You don't want to take a woman out to do those kinds of things until she's in love with you. If she loves you, then it's different. But early on, you want to go out in the night. Nighttime dates only. All right. So he said, I said, sure, what night are you free? She said, to hang out? I said, yeah, grab the jeans, and if you want to hang out, we can. Great. What I like about that is it feels very casual. It's not dramatic, it's not intense, it's not this big deal. Because it's overwhelming. She said she could come over the next night. All right. When she arrived, I was really anxious. Yeah, of course. I reviewed our notes from our call and must have watched 20 videos that day alone. We hung out and I did my best to stay calm and relaxed. When she showed up, she was looking great. So I was thinking maybe it was to get my attention. I would say most likely it was. We talked about how we had been doing recently and said that not talking had been hard on her. Okay, so she's opening up more, right? She comes over, she's looking good. She's being more transparent about what's going on in her life. These are all good signs. Okay. She said we hadn't discussed what the break would mean and if I was going to date. She admitted that she thought all the women would want me. And if he's watching our channel, they will, right? Because the stuff that we teach about learning true confidence and getting to a really secure place, it keeps you so balanced within dating and your romantic relationships that you're going to act more confident than all your competition, okay? And so now, look at this. As the time has gone by, no contact has made her get more and more fearful that she's going to lose you. And now she's like, I don't know what this means. Does this mean you're going to go out with other women and all these other women are going to date him? She said she couldn't help but wonder where I was and who I was with. She said it would keep her up at night thinking about me with other women. That she obsessively stalked my Instagram to see who liked my posts. You don't think it's happening, but behind the scenes it is. This happens all the time. But guys, I cannot stress this enough. If you're reaching out, it's only going to turn her off. It's only going to tell her you're still there, that you're going to chase somebody who has dumped you, and you don't want to do that. I asked her what she wanted, and she said she wants to start with seeing if we can restart our connection. I told her to look at her schedule and to let me know when she has some time. That was a few days ago, and I haven't heard from her yet. Yeah, she wants to see how you handle this. Are you going to show confidence that you're not going to chase her? Are you going to allow her to reach out when she's ready? Hopefully you do. He says, do you think I messed this up? Did she lose interest? Do you think she's confused? Please help, as I feel like this went well, but I am still lost. Okay, no, I don't think you messed this up. I think you handled this really well. I don't think she's lost interest either. I think that after seeing you, she probably is not quite as sure, but that's okay. That would be normal for somebody to think, oh, I don't know, is this a good idea? Is trying to make this happen a good idea? I don't know. I don't want to lead him on. I don't want him to get too excited, and then I'm not sure about things and then hurt him or disappoint him. So that's normal, but as long as you stay relaxed and calm, which it seems like you're going to, at least at this point, I think she'll reach out. So no, I don't think she's confused in the sense that any more normal confusion that I think somebody would have after meeting up like this. So I know you feel lost. It's normal to feel lost and confused and scared. And that anxiety creeps up on you and you start to think, oh man, it's been a couple days that I messed this up. No, I think you handled it really well. And if I'm you, I'm just going to invite her over again next time she reaches out, say you want to come over, hang out, and just have fun. Have a good time. Focus on rekindling that spark. A lot of times we think we have to talk about everything. I know I did. back in the day, I used to think, oh, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about what went wrong. We have to talk about what happened. We have to talk about the problems. But that overwhelms people. Believe it or not, the strongest thing you could do is to create that attraction again and only talk about the problems here and there when they bring it up. And then you discuss it for a little bit. But ultimately, you want to just make her feel like, I really miss this guy. I really love this guy. And I don't want to lose him. And she's afraid of losing him. She said it. She's picturing him going out with other women. And that is what happens to your ex in no contact. Now, obviously, it doesn't happen for everybody, but more often than not, it does. Even when your ex is ice cold, even when you think you have no chance of turning it around, when you're in no contact and you're allowing them to miss you, it makes them really see that you see your value and that other people are going to see your value too, right? You're not showing your value when you're chasing somebody who's ending your relationship, okay? So, great email, and hopefully this one was helpful to you. Of course, if you want to get my help personally, you can do that on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.